This is the story of the old woman and her black dog. In this world of roads and highways and trails, somewhere off the track is a cave that no one has been able to find, a cave that we can't find but that we know exists, and the old people still talk about it. And in this cave, there's an old woman. She might be the oldest woman in the world, and she shares her cave with her only companion, her black dog. And in this cave that no one can find, this old woman is weaving on her loom. She's weaving a garment of great beauty, and she's been weaving for so long that her hands are very skilled. And what she's making might be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. The woman is so old, her hair is white, and her skin is so wrinkly she looks like a dried up apple. She's weaving on her loom a garment of incredible beauty, and she's using porcupine quills on the edge to make it even more beautiful. She flattens the quills in her teeth to make them ready for weaving, and because of this, her teeth are very flat. And the old woman weaves very carefully. Every now and then, the woman has to get up and move her way to the other side of the cave very slowly. She makes her way very slowly because she's so old to the other side of the cave. And the black dog never takes his eyes off the old woman. There on the other side of the cave, she has a fire burning, and it might be the oldest fire in the world. And over the fire, she's got a pot, and the pot is boiling and bubbling. And in that pot, she has all the seeds of all the things that grow in the world. And she has to stir the pot, to keep the seeds from burning and getting scorched. And as she's stirring, her dog turns and starts to undo her weaving. He finds at the loom a loose thread and pulls it. He tugs at the threads, and her careful work is come undone. All of her beautiful patterns are on the cave floor in chaos. And the woman finishes her stirring. She turns, makes her way slowly across the cave. And she gets there to the loom, and she sees all of her careful work in chaos on the floor, and she sees the dog. She looks at the loom and the threads, and she looks at the dog, and she looks at the chaos on the floor. She sees, though, that all might not be lost. Some of these threads are still good, if she just picks up a loose end, a tattered remain, she can reweave it. She can start again and make something even more beautiful. The old woman is weaving a garment of great beauty, even more beautiful now. She sees how she can make the patterns even more beautiful, and she flattens the porcupine quills in her teeth, and she weaves the garment, and her skin is so wrinkled, and her hair is so white, and her teeth are so flat, and she remembers she needs to stir the pot on the other side of the cave. And the black dog goes back to his room. The woman is stirring the pot. She's stirring the seeds of all the living things of the earth. The acorns, the tree seeds, the rice, the corn. But when she's stirring, the dog is undoing her patterns again. All of her careful work, all of her neatly laid plans were destroyed, tattered, left on the cave floor. The woman finishes stirring her seeds. She comes back across the cave very slowly because she's so old. She might be the oldest woman in the world. And she sees her work on the floor of the cave all undone again. Where her patterns were so beautiful is now just a mess and chaos on the cave floor. But she sees all might not be lost. She might, yes, if she picks up a loose end, a tattered remain, she might be able to make something even more beautiful. And she starts to see, she gets an idea, she starts weaving. And as the old woman is weaving, she's weaving the water of our world. She's weaving the earth. She's weaving the fires, and she's weaving the air. She's weaving all the animals of the land and all the animals of the water. She's weaving all the animals that can fly, that can swim, that can run. She's weaving our world. She's weaving you and I now, here. And the black dog never takes his eyes off her as she weaves the garment of amazing beauty. It might be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. She's flattening quills, and she's weaving the world She is the woman of the world. And she remembers she must stir the pot. She must keep the seeds of the world from burning in the pot. If those seeds were to burn, terrible things would happen on this world. So as the wheels of time continue to slowly turn, the woman moves from her loom to the pot, and she moves back to the loom. And the black dog, her black dog, always watching and waiting to go back to the loom to undo the beautiful patterns that have been made. And as the woman stirs the pot, the corn sprouts in the fields, the beans grow up the vines, the apple trees ripen and make seeds, the dandelion seeds blow in the air, and the milkweed fluff flies through the air. And the woman remembers she needs to get back to the loom to finish her beautiful garment. She moves slowly across the cave. And when she returns to the loom, she sees her work in tatters on the floor again. She sees her careful patterns all undone. She sees chaos, and she sees her black dog. And she sees that all is not lost, and that beauty can be made from the loose ends and the tattered remains. And from the chaos on the floor, the woman sees that she could make something even more beautiful. And so she begins weaving again. Now, the first peoples of Turtle Island shared this story often when things were difficult, when life was feeling chaotic, or it maybe felt like their culture was coming undone. And this story is appropriate today as so many of us feel our careful patterns of our lives are coming apart, and we feel the chaos moving in. And it's important that we remember that from the loose ends, from what remains, we can make something even more beautiful. And it is said that if the old woman in the cave were ever to finish her garment, that the world might just come to an end. Yes, nicely done, everybody. That was great.